And let's see. Okay, that doesn't appear to be showing either. Hold on. Something I need to. Okay, hang on. Now I'm going to get feedback because it should be working now. Here. Okay, guys, can you hear me now? That's it? Okay. That was weird though. It's supposed to work with iPhone, and I believe it or not, guys, I'm 99% sure I tested it because I did 3 tests before with different variables. Anyway, welcome. Gigi, thank you so much for being on top of that. I really appreciate it. So this video is called Divine Feminine Life, Coming Home to Your Body and Feminine Magic. And it is part of a series. Um, there was one overall video, and then I started to break down in 1 and 2 and 3. I think I did. I've lost track of how many I actually did. But what I did is there's 4 steps, and I was breaking them each down. So I think, yeah, this is video 4, and it's the 3rd step. So there was an intro overall, and then I'm breaking down the steps. So one of the main ways to Spirit led me to talk about living a divine feminine life. Now, yeah, I'm not driving a Porsche. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. If you need that, go somewhere else. And most likely they're BSing you, right? They've rented the Porsche, and it's like that kind of channel. We're not doing that, okay? We're not doing that. But you guys know I've been more in flow lately, and I've been wanting to share that as well, how to do that. And one of the ways, especially for women, is to get embodied. So we're going to do a practice. So right now, start getting ready to do a practice. You can do this even if you're on a train, but it's not going to be as good, right? You could be a passenger in a car. You could do this if you're like in a commuter type train where it's more mellow, not like the New York City subway. All right. So, what we're going to do is an embodiment practice, and then I'm going to talk about it more. Hang on. I'm going to talk about the point of this afterwards. Okay. So, this helps the replay folks not feel like all weird, like she's saying hello to everybody, but I'm not there. I wasn't there. And then it's taking a long time to get to whatever the point is. In the live For the live folks, that's usually fine, but the replay folks, it's I'm gonna just do the practice so that they can come in, and I'm giving you time to get your chair ready. You need a chair, straight back chair like this, okay? Not a mushy chair. Okay. So sitting in your straight back chair, we're gonna just really drop into ourselves. And just in general, this is good for coming back to ourselves. Picture your body, but picture that your spirit, it's like it can reside a little out of your body. I know that sounds weird, but it really can, through trauma, through fears, like all wrapped up in not being fully in our bodies for a variety of reasons. Okay? So it's like you can kind of live partly outside of yourself. So what we're going to really do is try to drop in. That's the word we say, because can feel like you're floating above yourself. So we're going to drop in, and it's just a much healthier, better place to be. You'll manifest better, everything. Okay? So that's just a short story of why we're doing this. So separate your feet, hip distance apart. Oh, guys, I did test this. Let me move back a little bit. Yeah, I tested it with me back. There we go. Okay, as long as you can see up to my hips. And hopefully you can still hear me. What we're going to do is first just bring your palms together. And again, do as much as you can. I like to sit away from the chair because you can see how that forced me to sit up. Okay, so rather than being like this, okay, that's not very mindful. It's not fully awake. It's not your enlightened posture. I mean, unless this is the posture like your body has to stay in for some reason, obviously. Otherwise, straighten up as much as you can. All right, palms together. My thumbs are touching my sternum. My feet are hip distance apart. Not quite sumo wrestler, with not quite horse stance, which is that like Tai Chi and Qigong stance, but more just as wide as your hips, maybe a little wider. Go ahead and close your eyes. And you have turned off phones, anything that could ring. And of course, I probably haven't on my phone that I'm filming you on. Hopefully we won't be interrupted. So, even just as I'm dropping in, I'm beginning to feel a sense of aliveness in my body. So see if you can feel that, right? Again, some of you, if you've had a lot of trauma, you might feel numb, and that's okay. Just know that might be the case. Okay. Nice deep breath in and out a few times, and I'm going to actually do an Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It's peace with ourselves, peace with others, and peace with the forces around us. So we're just going to do some movement. Rest your hands on your knees. And I promised in my email newsletter that I sent out that it's just gentle movement, right? I don't have the equipment to like do dance. We might do some arm movements, and we'll just also do some movements of our torso, okay? Again, this is for you to just really start to sense into your body. So let's just do some spinal rocking. So let me turn this way actually. It's better. So we're just kind of rounding and then arching. Okay, so you're sort of going like that with your spine. And so arch. You stick the middle back in, stick the chest out, butt is back, and then round. Push your upper back and middle back behind you. And if you start to feel any discomfort, it's okay. What you need to do is just adapt it, okay? So I want to really say that. Always we want to, so make it a little smaller. If you feel any discomfort. So still do as much as you can. And say somebody was paralyzed, for example. Maybe you could just, in your mind's eye, seriously, just imagine your body making that movement, okay? So it can be little as well. So it's an inhale when you're arching. It's an exhale when you round. Now don't drop the head all the way. Don't drop the chin to the chest, but you can bring the head forward a little when you round and you sort of concave, okay? Let's just keep going. Now, because I've done a lot of yoga and a lot of body awareness, doesn't mean that I can't get sort of disembodied. But even just this little movement, I'm beginning to feel, and I'll ask you afterwards, I'm beginning to feel just more energy flowing in my body, okay? In, out, in, arch, exhale, round. And then we're going to slow it down a little bit and come forward on your chair. So come forward so your back is maybe 5 or 6 inches away from the back of the chair. And we're just going to go really slow. We're going to arch. And I'm really feeling my back do this. And my middle back is pushed in. My shoulders are down. And then I'm going to round my back. And we're going to stay right there for a little bit. Inhale. See if you can make the movement a little bit bigger. Now this can start to really activate the subtle energy in the spine. Of course, the spinal cord and all the nerves come off of the spine, right? But we're talking about the Kundalini energy on the subtle level, just sort of beginning to maybe get a little activation of a small amount of that energy. Okay? Notice what you're feeling. We're still doing it sort of this rocking motion. And then sit up nice and tall. And I'm just really going to try to transmit this energetically to you. I've had some of you tell me when you do sessions with me, you actually can feel that. And it's unusual for you, so I'm going to try to transmit what I'm feeling. Okay, feeling energy coming up to the base of the skull, and then almost like a flower, I can feel energy going like up the sides of my head. Just notice what you feel. And relax, relax. Even my feet, I feel more tingly, and I feel them more in contact with the carpet. All right, so again, just dropping. It's safe. Feel that you're dropping into your body. If you were a little bit floaty, or you know you can get a little bit floaty out of it, feel like it's like you, from the top of your head, you're like sucked back in, okay? And so you're filling, your energy is filling every nook and cranny of your body. So let's just feel that. Lift your toes up and place your toes back down. Again, if you're someplace you can't do this, see if you can just mentally do this. Like, feel the tips of your toes. Again, as if you were pouring yourself back into your body, into the frame of your body, and then filling up from the feet, and then you're just filling your whole body with your awareness, right? Very healing. Take a breath in, and we're going to do now another spinal movement going like this, all right? So what we're going to do is sort of the same, it's the same sort of arching and rounding, but we're making a circle, all right? Almost like, like belly dancing. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. So I arch forward, but then I take it over to the right, I take it back to the left, and forward. So that's the movement. Front, side, back, side. Okay, and I'm going to the right, which I believe is clockwise. So start nice and slow. So inhale when you're forward, exhale as you start to go to the back, and side. Yeah, this should feel good. Okay, start small. Again, adapt it to your needs. And as I said, if you really had no ability to move, say, right, you could still in your mind's eye imagine, okay? And some of you, maybe it's just a really small movement, all right? Let me see how that looks on the camera. Can you see that? I'm still going forward, but it's smaller versus a bigger, right? A bigger movement. And I have my hands braced on my knees. You can't quite see my hands. Okay, this should feel good. Give me a heart if you're doing this and you're close to your, your laptop or your phone. You can give a heart. And slow it down. Come back to center. Sit up tall. Push the crown of your head up. Now we're going to go the opposite way. Okay, take a breath or two. Remember, feet are at this point a little wider than your hips. Hands are on your thighs. Okay, and let's go the opposite way. So I was going to the right. Now I'm going to circle to the left. So, okay, and breathe. So this is stimulating. Now, it shouldn't keep you up tonight, but we're moving our energy. So inhale, begin to exhale as you go to the back and the side, and inhale as you move forward. Exhale towards the back of the circle. Inhale forward. Exhale towards the back. Okay, keep going. And it's this sort of, it's not a spiral, but it's this twisty motion. Okay, and I'll show it smaller. Keep the breath flowing so that your chi, your prana, your life force is able to move through your body. Holistically, it's said that when we do start to have pain or dis-ease, it's because there's not circulation, believe it or not. That's the source of a lot of problems, is lack of circulation into certain areas, into certain meridians. And let's bring it around, sit up nice and tall, and relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Okay, so you don't have to hold your tummy in, just let your belly relax. We're going to bring the shoulders up to the ears. On an in-breath, good, bring it to the back. Squeeze your upper back and bring it down. Inhale up, squeeze to the back, exhale down. And then round forward. Let's do a couple more times. Okay, I hope I'm saying it slow enough so that you feel you've got it. I'm sure you do. You're doing great. Big circles. But again, listen to your body. So this is really a listening exercise. So if doing it was too big and you got any sort of discomfort, then just Do it smaller. And actually smaller is usually going to give you more awareness. So we're trying to get like very sensitive, very tuned in, all right? Just notice how your shoulders feel. On your exhale, drop your head to the left ear to left shoulder. Roll the chin to the chest, take it to the other side. And just let your head hang, the right ear towards right shoulder. Breathe. And one more time, back to the left side. And then to the right side. And then chin forward. And now sit up really straight so there's kind of a sharp angle at the back of the neck. So not slouch, sit up straight, but then chin in and just really feel that stretch right in the upper back. And lift your head. How do you feel? Go ahead and put in the chat how you're feeling. Please, if you were able to participate. So again, this really is watching it is not going to help you. Unless you're watching it, you're going to do it later. But just notice how your body feels right now. And in a moment, we're going to do a deeper awareness. So it's important that you did the physical because you have to start at that level, right? It's like warming up, right? It's like, oh, warm up a little, and then you're going to go more intensely, more focused, and you want to have done that warm up, all right? Thank you, Gigi. Yeah, I'm so glad. And a bunch of you were here. Let me know if you participated. Let's actually do some sort of somatic, some gentle calming stuff as well, okay? So we're going to rub the palms together. Some of you know where I'm going with this, where we start to tune into our chi energy. You can even do the side of your hand, okay? Rub, 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 get it warm. You can even like wring your hands a little bit, okay? And even I'm going to squeeze my fingers. We want to really activate our chi energy, like the healing energy to our palms. Especially if, like me, your palms tend to be more cool. My hands get warm when I'm doing massage on somebody. They immediately become really warm. Well, not immediately. It takes a little bit, actually, as I tune into them. But some of you naturally have really warm hands, probably. And let's take our thumb, and also this is an acupressure point. We're just going to kind of rub around there and just give it a little press, okay? You're not pressing on the tendon there. Press on either side of the tendon under your middle finger. Other side. So basically a little chakra in the palms. And let's take our hands now, bring them together. This is a sensing exercise. Okay? See if you can feel like there's a ball of energy between your hands. Have your hands maybe 4, 5, 6 inches apart. See if you can feel it. I know most of you will be able to. Now, bring your hands a little bit apart. And you should feel like you're pulling like taffy. It's the only way to explain it. Or like something stretching between your hands. Like, and then bring your hands a little closer together. So play with that a little bit. Okay. It's your own chi. And we're going to just now take your hands and just gently just smooth down your arms. You can do one at a time. Okay, very soothing from your upper arm down, and then other side. Smooth it out. And then one hand on top of the other through the midline. Just go down to your belly, and down. Okay. So over your heart chakra. Notice how I'm crossing my hands, right? And then right through the midline, down the sternum, down to the belly. Now down the top of your legs, down to your knees. I'm making circular movements around my knees. So very subtle chi massage. Let's cross our legs. Now I'm crossing my right leg, and I'm going to just, with both warmed hands, and you have warm hands now too, just going to slide down my leg. Let me see. Whoops. See, I can't quite adjust that. I was adjusting the computer, even though that's not what you're seeing me on. Okay, I think you guys can see me better now. Go like that. Yeah, just like you're taking the energy down from your knees down to your feet, and just give a squeeze to your feet. I'm not even going to try to explain this point right now, but just with both thumbs, like press right under the ball of your foot. Okay, good. Let's do other side. Move mindfully. Cross your left leg. Right? Circle around the knees. And again, you've got chi in your hands. You've got the ability to move that energy and now bring it down. You could squeeze the calf. I've been just learning a little bit about how, and it makes so much sense. The calf is almost like a second heart. So keeping the legs strong as we get older becomes really important. Okay, so just rub down your calf and then sole of your foot at the ball of your foot, just press with both thumbs. Okay, good. And now put your feet flat, and I bet you guys can feel it. Now, I feel warm. I can feel like a flush of heat rising in my body. Now, that's usually a good thing because it's your immune system is a little bit stimulated. The chi is flowing, right? So if you feel warm, that's good from what we just did. All right, and actually, we're going like this with my fingers because this is what you're gonna do. Okay? Top of your head. Don't do this on the subway unless you want the other people to think you're crazy, which might be a good thing on the New York City subway. I say that as a former New Yorker. Go like this on top of your head. You could either just go like this, like pop, 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 or you could do. Okay, let's do that. Because I noticed just had it left out the top of the head. Okay. Just enough, just enough. All right, and now take your hands and just lightly like sweep over your head, like down, back of your neck, and then come through the midline and down to your knees. And then I'm actually reaching down to my ankles, and I'm squeezing my Achilles. Okay, that affects the kidney energy. Take your hand over your head again, smoothing down. You're smoothing your energy. Separate it across the belly, down the thighs. Squeeze the right Achilles in the space in front of the Achilles and the left. And now let's pause. Okay, should feel fantastic. If you don't, sometimes the body's a little more stuck is the way I would describe it. So you might just be a little bit less sensitive. And as well, as if you've had a lot of trauma or you're really not tuned into your body. I have a dear friend who I love to death. She loves me. She's like, oh, I don't feel my body. I don't feel it. I'm like, oh, something happens. She goes, I don't feel it. I'm like, you don't want that. You want to feel. It's important. It's important. Trust me. All right. Maybe I'm going to pause there because I just want to check in with you guys and see how you're doing. But again, just trying to transmit that sense of aliveness to you. And then I do want to do more tuning into the sacral and root chakra, okay? But I want to see your comments first. So please do type a comment now. Take a moment, type me a comment, let me know how you're feeling before I go on, okay? Because we're not in the room together. If we were sitting in the room and it was a live class, I could see how you're doing. I could see by your face. I could see if you're like really relaxed or you're like drifting off. Or if you're feeling agitated, I could see that. But okay, so I'm going to wait for your comments and then we'll go a little bit deeper. So, perfect. M Love, hey M Love. Okay, I like that. A simple thumbs up. Okay. Also, and I say this when I teach like my meditation or any type of meditation, but my meditation series, often after you do any tuning into yourself, very, very common that you don't want to talk. If you come out of any sort of practice like this and you're super chatty, like really, really chatty, like I'm kind of making myself talk because I'm teaching, but if that means you didn't really drop into almost like I want to say like a blissful or your true nature, okay? So it's okay if you feel like, oh my gosh, what do I say? Or you just feel really mellow, okay? But you could just give me a thumbs up. That would be helpful. Gigi says, I feel great. I had just finished my self-love affirmations. Oh my gosh. It's literally like your cells are like sucking it in. Like, great, great, great. All right. I know more of you are here. Now you may not have been able to do the whole thing. That's okay. Come back and watch it. All right. I'm going to continue now. So guys, I don't have like my meditation bell like I would at home. I have 2 meditation bells there. Um, so ding, we're going to tune in a little bit more. We're going to go deeper. So I sometimes call this the golden bowl meditation. And you know how those, like, is it like a soup tureen? Sometimes they're shaped more oval. We're going to drop into the first and second chakras. Okay? This can work for men or women. It's absolutely fine. So I'm trying to build your sensitivity and your awareness. And even as I'm talking to you, I'm hearing like the birds. I don't know if you guys can hear them. I hope you can. The birds are quite loud. Hopefully you can get some of that ambiance. We want you to be tuned into your physical body. As somebody said, this quote, it's like if when your gifts arrive, if there's nobody home, they're not going to be received. So you have to be home in the body. So take a couple of breaths. And our intention now is to move our awareness a little more inward. Yeah, hopefully you can hear the birds. In fact, do that with me. Just open your arms a little bit. Okay, I just don't want to knock over my lemon water here. And then come through about heart chakra level and then exhale like you're grounding yourself down. Okay? So I bring my palms to just about maybe below the belly button level. Let's do again. Inhale. Like you're gathering your chi. Exhale. You're grounding down. Nice. One more time. Inhale, gathering, 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 bringing it together. Exhale, down to the tantien, a couple inches below the belly button. All right. Drop your awareness. I want you to feel. I'm going to call out some landmarks in your body. We're going inwardly into the pelvis region. Okay, feel the pubic bone at the front. Bring your attention to the left hip. Feel your left hip. Bring your attention to your sacrum, the bone at the back, at the base of your spine. Right? And your tailbone comes off of it. Right? And now bring your attention over to the left hip. Okay, let's do that again. So you're dropping in. Again, if you can't do this now, you can listen. I was joking before. You can listen and then do it afterwards. So let's do those touch points again. Pubic bone in the front. Attention to the right hip. Attention to the left hip. And then attention to the sacrum. So literally it's sort of a shape like this, like a diamond shape, right? Or like oval like that. Okay. So I want you to feel that you're just dropping in. Those are your parameters. Dropping into the pelvis. Now it's said it's where we hold a lot of our stuff, a lot of our pain, a lot of our trauma, a lot of our hurts. That root chakra area and then that sacral chakra area. Very closely connected, really almost inseparable. So as I'm talking to you, just keep your attention in that area. You could even picture like a bowl, right? This oval bowl. And just moving your awareness around from touch point to touch point, and then within. Noticing the subtle energy at the base of your body. Again, if you've had some trauma, you may want to keep your eyes open or just do as much as you can. Otherwise, for some of you, it might feel very pleasurable or at least like, oh, wow, I feel very alive. And so I'm just circulating my awareness around the pelvic bowl. And then also sort of the central region as well. Feel inside your body if you can. And as we breathe, we're going to send an intention to relax, to release. And so for some of you, you're becoming aware of tingling or pulsing, sense of movement. So that's in your subtle body, which resides in the structure of your physical body, or your physical body resides in the structure of your subtle body, actually. So just feel that. Again, any sensations, you might feel like parts of you are moving or swaying. That's normal. You're just feeling the subtle energy that you usually don't notice. Now let's take the palms, rub them just a couple times, and now take your hands and just rest them from below the belly button to above the pubic bone. Just feel like you're sending through your palms healing energy as you breathe in. You gather it, and the warmth of your palms sends it into the pelvis, the reproductive organs, the root and sacral chakra energies. And as I said, the Tantian, which is the area below the navel that is said to be where we store our energy. And like a martial arts expert, they move from there. So they don't move from their limbs, they move from their center. And that's when some of you who I know may be really into martial arts, you'll see, they'll do amazing feats. It's because it's said, yeah, they're coming from their center when they move, okay? So feet, hip distance apart. I just want you to feel nice and grounded. Breathe. But continue to relax. Send a message into your organs, the tissues, the cells, to relax. And inhale, we're going to bring the palms facing up, gathering our energy, palms together. Just take a few breaths here. We will close our practice today. But I invite you, what would feel great for you and maybe new to you is you're going to feel that embodiment as you go through the rest of your day. So it's already evening here, like early evening. So, but for many of you, it's much earlier in the day watching this. So I just want you to stay tuned into your body. All right, we've closed the practice. Open your eyes, blink a couple times if you haven't. You could actually look up. Some yoga eye exercises. Look to the left. Look to the right, look down, look left, look up. And then you could go the other way. And then blink a few times, moisten your eyes. You could even shake it out. So take that sense of aliveness with you through the day, okay? Because what you don't want to do is be this person like this, everything's empty, and then it's just this gigantic head with thoughts and worries just filling up your head, and you're disembodied. Trust me, for your intuition, that is not the way you want to be. And that's really why we were doing this. So let me know how you're feeling. And then I'm going to share with you. Oh, thanks, Melanie, for that thumbs up as well. So Melanie feels great. Gigi feels great. Love feels great. Who else is here watching? Let me know how you feel. So why did we do that? Okay. As I said, this was the third tip I was expanding on the third tip from the Living a Divine Feminine Life, which I'm defining as really being in flow. Okay, and now some of you know, this doesn't mean that life is going to be, because that would be boring, exactly what you want, exactly, at the time you want, things like that. But more where you feel, and that's what I said in that first video, you feel like life feels more like a game, or like you can play with life, right? Okay, so I wanted to mention, like some of you know, I just recently had something where I had to give my my pet away. And, it's like we can't manage every single thing, but also a divine feminine way of looking at that, which is absolutely true, because we can't know it. So any of you, even, I'm going to say, even someone who had to give a child away, I don't know, I'm being told to say that. You don't know that in some way you're not actually improving their life, right? Many times, like when someone is not ready to be a mom and they may have drug addiction or whatever, they know, like, this child needs better care, right? So I'm just saying, sometimes things in life can very much look like a negative, and yet there's an unknown positive that you may not be able to see. So I don't want you to think it's like I'm saying, oh, divine feminine life, every single thing is perfect. Now you control your husband. You tell him what he says exactly what you want him to say, or your mom. Now, instead of being a narcissist, your mom is suddenly perfect. No. Okay, just to clarify that. But life will feel more in flow. And so, yeah, even with like giving away my Percival, I definitely was sad, but I have to believe, like I know the benefits for me and why I felt I had to, but for him, very likely there's someone who also has a steady place where he can now be for years, right? Instead of me trying to haul the cat around, for example. Just to give you an example. So always think about and leave room that is, there's very likely more to a problem than you're seeing. There's also going to be a good side to the problem. Really quick, I'll give you another example. I was watching something about toxic jobs earlier. Many of you know I left a toxic job many years ago, and people weren't talking about it. And I literally didn't want to talk about it too much. But now, especially many Black women are talking about really toxic, harmful jobs. The thing is, one of the presenters was saying she literally, heard a voice that told her, yeah, you're supposed to leave. So things can get worse, maybe, so you leave the toxic job, for example. So you see what I'm saying, where sometimes there's something bad, but again, there's a reason, or there's something that comes out of that, okay, that moves you to a higher or better place. So be more embodied. Why did we want to be more embodied? What does it mean? So just looking at my notes here, I wrote that it means coming back into your body in a grounded, safe, and loving way. And some suggestions I gave in that first video were yoga, but especially yoga done mindfully, slowly, not necessarily some of the more athletic types of yoga. So do any of you do like a yin yoga or hatha yoga, which was kind of the form that was first introduced to the West, where you just breathe, you'd hold a posture, you'd release, you might even lay down for a little bit. So we're trying to build that sensitivity. I wrote dancing mindfully, right? You can start off dancing very energetically and just release, but then slowing it down and becoming more aware of like what's going on in your body, right? And then ultimately slowing it down all the way to meditation, okay? So it can help to release trauma or body negativity by bringing you back into your body. So you can start to feel better, like if you have a negative self-image about your body. And being embodied is about focusing on feeling fully present and feeling safe in your body. That's why like we did some of this, like just some really soothing, okay? So you can do stuff like that to really just feel grounded in your body. All right. So I think that's it. I'm just going to look and see if there are any questions or comments. So this is one of my shorter lives. I know some of you, I will sometimes pull cards. I will be doing that sometimes for subscribers and for members, but always we want to just have a variety. And I really wanted to lead you in something that I would do, if I were teaching you directly. And so, yeah, let me read your comments. And then those of you, oh, you're welcome. Yeah, those of you who are channel members, I'm actually going to go live in there in just about 15 minutes. So if you're not sure how to become a channel member, I want to thank, right now I think I have 7 new channel members. I just opened it up maybe 2 weeks ago. And really thank you. And so what you would click the join button and you'll see what the different perks are. So there are benefits and things that you get for supporting the channel. And so actually last week's live, I had several people join and become channel members. And so very grateful for them. If this channel ever helped you, like I keep saying now, especially during COVID or any hard times, then please consider becoming a channel member. It starts as low as $4.99. I think it's the middle and upper levels where you get the live. The $4.99 level, you get a forecast, an energy or intuitive forecast at the beginning of the month. So do join at the medium level if you can. I think it's the silver and the gold level. So you guys, I will the members, channel members, you should be able to see the video and click on the link. If not, go to membership, and that's where everything is. So once you join, you'll see the membership tab, and anything that's in there, that's for members, and only members will have access to that. All right? So I hope this served you, and I will see you again soon. Nice deep breath in and out. Have a beautiful and blessed week. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams tonight. Some of you might have more vivid dreams or may remember them. And also, maybe spending some intimate time with your partner. Just notice how your body feels, if you're more sensitive. And let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you got from this live. All right. Much love. Bye for now.